For TigerDetails.com, Jared Roser here with Ron Higgins at Darrell K. Royal Stadium following LSU's 45-38 defeat of Texas in what really kind of turned into a Big 12 shootout there in the second half. I didn't realize that, and I don't think LSU realized that they were going to have as much trouble stopping Texas for as long as they did, but ultimately came up with enough plays, and you can't say enough about Joe Burrow and the receivers for LSU in that regard.
I don't think Joe Burrow wanted to get in the shootout, but I think he loved being in the shootout.
Yeah.
I think the type of competitor he is, he actually loved it. It's like, trying to hold serve in a tennis match, and it was incredible. His competitiveness is off the charts. The throw he made to clinch the game on 3rd and 17, stepping up in traffic, throwing off a 1-foot sidearm to Justin Jefferson, waiting for him to make the cut, was about as great a play LSU quarterback has made in the last 20 years. It took a while to get in rhythm, but this offense, once it gets in rhythm, it's like bam, bam, bam. And I asked Ed Orgeron, is this the type of offense you envision, this is what you wanted to be equipped to win games like this? Because these are games now in modern college football that you have to win shootouts. It happens all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, as you mentioned, there were certainly some areas that they would like to clean up. They had some trouble, really on the defensive side, they had some trouble tackling, at times just giving up much bigger plays than they needed to be. The first half, offensively, they had some trouble protecting Burrow, giving him some time. Once they figured that out about midway through the second quarter, then the offense was off to the races. But are you concerned at all about the defensive side of things, or you look at that as that's kind of part of the nature of coming out here and playing this type of a game sometimes, and a little bit different story the rest of the way?
That's part of the nature when you face an offense like that. You get an up-tempo game, you kind of answer each other. I mean, that said, both teams had their DBU license revoked tonight. It's you go back and look at that film with all these defensive backs of both teams, and they go, oh my God. LSU never really could get much pass pressure on Sam Ehlinger, and he just killed them. They had it sporadically, but not consistently. I thought Burrow was under a lot of pressure in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, either they adjusted their protection and got rid of the ball quicker, but once they got in rhythm and scored 21 points, like bam, 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 you had a feeling that they had it going. But second half, they went 3 and out. Texas came back, and from then on, it was an entertaining game. If you're an LSU fan, it's only entertaining if you win.
Oh yeah, it would have been very rough if it had gone the other way. It was a little bit scary there late, but it just enough things happened to go their way. And we talked a lot about Joe Burrow, but 31 for 39, up there pushing 80% completion, 471 yards, second highest total in a single game by an LSU quarterback. 3 receivers over 100 yards for the first time in program history. Justin Jefferson leading the way with 163 yards. Jamar Chase, 147, and Terrace Marshall Jr., 123. So he had a great game. Obviously, a lot of weapons there too, and you saw those wide receivers make some pretty big plays and pretty big moments.
They made so many big catches. You can almost hear the crowd go. Texas crowd, Jamar Chase made catches that were just basically physically impossible, with people hanging all over and falling backwards. And this crowd was absolutely dazzled by LSU's receivers. Not saying Texas receivers weren't bad. They're big and physical, and they're tough to stop. But LSU's receivers made some catches on balls that were simply amazing. And again, credit LSU for having the guts late to go after another touchdown and get it. On the 3rd and 17, as Joe Burrow said, last year we probably would have handed the ball off on 3rd and 17. LSU stayed aggressive, got the touchdown, and they needed it. They got the win. Now they move on to Northwestern State next week at Orgeron's alma mater. I'll say it's a breather, but because no breather on LSU's schedule. Just remember Troy. There's no breather. But LSU's pretty banged up a lot, and I think this is a game they need to kind of exhale somewhat.
Huge win early in the season, top 10 matchup. Anytime you can stay undefeated, obviously, is big, but if it comes down to things late, you are talking about this team in that mix for the playoff picture at the end of the season. This is a pretty marquee victory, and Coach O and the players kind of downplayed a lot of that. Just said, okay, on to the next one. They're just happy to get this win and not thinking about that big picture. But what does this potentially mean if some conversations like that do come into play come November, December?
I think that LSU convinced. There's some skeptics nationally that LSU had what it took offensively to do this week in and week out. They want to see it against a team with major caliber defense like Texas. They did against Georgia Southern, but people were like, Georgia Southern. You can see nationally there were still some doubts. I don't think there's any doubt now. LSU can burn down a scoreboard with anybody.
Yeah.
And like I said, today's modern offenses, you're going to get games like this in shootouts, and you're going to have to be equipped. And LSU's finally equipped. Finally equipped.
Yeah, LSU came out to Big 12 territory and got a win in a shootout, a Big 12-style shootout against one of the leading teams in that conference. Again, final score 45-38 at Darrell K. Royal Stadium. He's Ron Higgins. I'm Jarrett Roser for TigerDetails.com. Thanks.
Do you think we really need to